So, you want to be the best graveyard keeper you can be? I admire that attitude, and those corpses aren't going to bury themselves now, are they? If you've picked up the quite superb Graveyard Keeper on the Nintendo Switch, and by the way, if you haven't, please also check out my review that I'll link to above, and stay tuned for news of an awesome giveaway. But in either case, I've performed an autopsy on the early game stuff and extracted these 10 tips from its twitching corpse. I've also snuck in a bonus time-saving tip later on, which you'll definitely want to know about. Now, as I mentioned earlier, because Graveyard Keeper was my 50th review on the channel, I felt it was a right time to do another giveaway, so thanks so much to the guys at tinyBuild for providing me with a copy of the game to give away to one of my subscribers. All the details are in the description below. Right, enough of the chatter, here are 10 beginner's tips for Graveyard Keeper on the Nintendo Switch. Number 10, there is no need to rush stuff. Unlike Stardew Valley, there isn't really a rush to do any of the tasks in Graveyard Keeper. Sure, you'll end up with a load of quests from NPCs and a clock that never stops ticking. Day always turns into night, but you're never up against a time limit to complete anything. The only time you need to clock watch is when wanting to meet a certain NPC, but more on that in a moment. So my advice is to take your time, relax and enjoy all of what this game has to offer. Don't feel under pressure to complete the tasks you have, and use this time to explore the map, as there are many little secrets, hidden areas and interesting things to find off the beaten path. If you feel like going on a 2-day hike, then load up on food and off you go. That fetch quest for the Lighthouse Keeper can wait for another day. Number 9. Learn the days of the week. So, following on from number 10, whilst there's no rush to complete a task, important NPCs will show up on only one day of the 6-day week. Each day is represented by a symbol on the wheel in the top left corner. This wheel rotates clockwise with each setting sun and a new day bringing a new character to the town. Each character will also always show a fixed location. Now personally, I made a note of this on my phone so I can refer to it quickly, although in the pause menu the NPC tab will show you the right symbol for the day each character appears on, so remember to keep an eye on that. The locations the characters will show up in are the lighthouse, where the astrologer appears. The church is the bishop's location. The merchant will appear just below the inn. Witch Hill is where you'll find the Inquisitor. The mysterious snake can be found in your basement, and Ms. Charm will make a weekly appearance at the inn. Number 8. Upgrade your tools as soon as possible. They say a good workman never blames his tools, but in Graveyard Keeper, I think if you did complain, you'd garner a modicum of sympathy. Whilst your starting axe, shovel and pickaxe will get the jobs done, they require you to expend a lot of energy, meaning you can get less done with your time. They're also prone to breaking, and whilst you can repair them with a whetstone, those are expensive commodities, and you'd actually be better off selling your broken tools to the blacksmith and rebuying bronze versions back than constantly repairing them. Of course, the real answer here is to upgrade your starting tools by following the smithing tech tree to find the first tools upgrade, then ideally advance smelting and then steel tools. Make this an early goal to work towards, and you'll find your gathering and workmanship improve massively, meaning you can work harder for longer. Number 7. Focus on one thing. Talking of working, one useful piece of advice is to try and really focus on one task at a time, as it's so easy to get sidetracked in Graveyard Keeper. This is a huge game with lots of activities that you can get caught up in, or NPC side quests to be chasing around after. If you try to do a little bit of everything, you'll end up chasing your tail, and everything will feel like it's taking 10 times longer than it should be. Like I mentioned earlier, there's no time limit on any task, so just focus on your next task. If you're going for those tool upgrades I mentioned earlier, then you're going to need iron. Go get that. You're going to need nails, so that needs a wooden anvil, so that needs wood and wooden billets, so get onto that, and so on and so on. As you can see, even focusing on one single task can have lots of small steps, so just remember to try and stay on task and get the jobs completed that you've started before moving on to something else. Number 6. Make lots of material items. One thing that will help with building items quickly and more efficiently is to create a steady supply of material items. These are the small items most building or repair jobs will need to be completed, so things like nails, simple iron parts, planks of wood, wooden billets and so on. Running out of these simple items can often be the difference in easily finishing a small task, to having to stop what you're doing to go off and gather a load more wood or sit at the anvil creating nails. My advice would be to dedicate a day to gathering wood, stone and iron ore in large numbers and storing it at your home, and then dedicate another day to just making up the essentials and storing them in chests ready to use as and when. Also, don't forget firewood too, as cooking and smelting require a lot of fuel and you don't want all your ingredients ready to cook but have no heat source. Get plenty of firewood stored, you lazy bum. Number 5. Fix the bridge. To the west of your graveyard is a broken bridge. It won't take many materials to fix this, especially if you follow the previous tip, and once repaired you gain access to a huge swampland area. Traversing the swamp can be an exercise in frustration, as there's only one real set path to follow, which can be a little bit of trial and error, but for the determined adventurer it's worth the perseverance to find the NPC that lives at the swamp's centre. I'll leave you to find her and what she unlocks for you, but generally this whole swamp area is also rich in resources, with a lot of iron ore ripe for the mining. So remember to take a sharpened pickaxe, some food, and also some more planks, flitch and nails, as there is a second bridge to repair, which should help out in getting around the swamplands in future. Okay, number 4, and that is to get the teleport stone ASAP. Talking of getting around, visit the innkeeper and buy an item called the teleport stone. Getting around Graveyard Keeper can be a bit of a drag, especially as you unlock and open up new areas. Walking from your house to the lighthouse, for example, takes a good minute or so, and I was actually getting cramp at times from just holding the joystick to the right for an extended period. So next time you're at the inn, speak to the innkeeper and look for a blue disc item to buy. This is your teleport stone. You can use it from anywhere to jump to initially 4 locations, which are home, the inn, the lighthouse and the quarry. And whilst the stone will never expire, it does have a cooldown period of 3 minutes, after which you can just use it again. Even if you buy multiple and use one, the cooldown will be applied to all the stones, so I see no benefit in buying more than one, but at least this should cut down on your travel time somewhat. Number 3, get the fishing rod. Fishing is a great way to spend some time in Graveyard Keeper, and also any fish you do catch can either be sold for sweet cash or cooked in meals for a variety of buffs. But first you'll need to find the fishing rod. If you make your way to the lighthouse, the keeper will tell you all about the virtues of fishing and offer you a beginner's rod if you can fetch him 10 moths. What this game doesn't tell you though is how to get the moths. So what you need to do is wait for nightfall, then start picking flowers, and there will be a random chance of also finding a moth. You may not be able to collect all 10 in the first night, but if you repeat this over a few nights, you'll soon have enough juicy moths to be able to get your hands on some fishing gear. Okay, number 2, and that's to fix the corpse hatch. It's amazing the panic that sets in when you hear Donkey ring the bell to let you know he's dropped off a fresh corpse. I normally will drop everything and hot foot it over to the mortuary before that rotting body gets, well, too rotten. One little tip to slow the rotting process down is to fix the corpse hatch. This is the little door just by the drop-off point, and once fixed it will see your donkey chuck the body down now, and the body will be stored in the cold, dark confines of the mortuary rather than getting all warm and soggy out in the sun. Your corpse will still degrade, but now at a much slower rate, giving you more time to make your way over and start your autopsy. There are also more things you can do with the hatch later on, but I'll leave that for you to discover for yourself. So number 1 is the autopsy itself. Like so much in Graveyard Keeper, very little is explained, and one major thing that you'll need help on early on is the autopsy phase before you bury a body. Bodies arrive in a variety of conditions indicated by red and white skulls. Basically, a red skull is bad and a white one is good. Your aim is to remove all the red skulls before burying the body, as each red skull reduces the score you get for that body when sunk into the grave. The minimum you need to do is during the autopsy remove the blood and fat. Doing each should remove 1 red skull. If you have more than 2 skulls, then it's kind of a lottery which item you can remove next to improve the body's score. But as you study, research and unlock more skills in this area, you will gain more knowledge. But as this is a starter tips video and most early bodies have only 2 skulls or less, then this will get you off and running. Okay, one final bonus tip, and that is when cutting up trees for wood, you'll be given one trunk which you'll have to carry all the way back to your house to store. Carrying one at a time is a tiresome job, so let me show you a secret technique. If you can line up the logs nicely in front of you, you should be able to carry one and push the others along to your house, saving you a laborious number of round trips to your logging source. Time saving for the win. And there you go, 10 tips and a time saving bonus tip to help get you up and running with Graveyard Keeper. Please don't forget to check out the giveaway in the description, and also please like, comment and most importantly subscribe if you like this video. Good luck with the competition. I'll announce the winners on Monday, but until then stay switched on and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers guys, bye.